Japan stock market did something historic for this week. The Nikkei 225 touched a new all-time high near 59,000. When investors were celebrating this, geopolitical tensions between the United States and Iran escalated sharply as a breaking news. So that shifts the entire global risk environment heading into next week. And if you are a foreigner living in Japan, this combination of stock market and rising global tensions matters more than you think. So let's begin with Tokyo Stock Exchange performance of this week. The Nikkei 225 opened at 56,764. Then it surged to 59,332, which is new all-time high. But on Friday, it closed around 58,000 range, which is still up 3.7% for this week. If you ask me, it's really a strong momentum. But did you notice something important, I think? Yes, the rally cooled near the psychological of 59,000 level. What it tells us, which means the investors are still confident. They are not reckless. But however, touching after new all-time high, some semiconductor heavyweight stocks saw a profit taking. So this is all about stock market. Then let's move on to interesting portion, Japanese currency yen. Japanese yen against US dollar moved from 155 to 155.8 for this week. So we could say this is a slight weakness or mere same level, isn't it? But earlier in this week, the yen strengthened briefly. Can you guess the reason? Yes, you are right. Rate hike was expected from Bank of Japan. But Japanese officials signaled that they may not tighten the policy too quickly, which is very common in Japan because they don't change anything overnight. So that supported the dollar. Now, with the rising geopolitical tension, we must watch something carefully. So this global risk of environment will always strengthen Japanese yen because as a safe haven currency. So a summary, yen was merely fell or same level for this week. But however, it can strengthen for next week due to geopolitical tension. So if conflict headlines intensify, yen volatility could increase sharply. Then let's watch a important breaking news. Yes, that's geopolitical risk from last night. Over the weekend, the United States and Israel launched coordinated military strikes on Iran. Yes, this marks a significant escalation in Middle Eastern tension. So this had a new layer of global risk heading into next week. For such situations, market typically react to this type of event in three ways. The first one is oil prices will rise. Why? Because oil is the only fuel needed for any war. The second one is gold, sometimes silver, often gains since safe and haven demand and industrial requirement. The third one is equity market become more and more volatile. For Japan specifically, this adds another layer. Yes, if oil rises, Japan as an energy importer faces inflation pressure. So if global investors seek safety, the yen could strengthen temporarily because Japanese currency yen is also seen as a safe haven demand. So next week, investors may focus less on growth and more on protecting their money. We can see some too heavy sell-off in stock market for next week. Okay, then yes, we move on our one important area, foreigners in Japan. We must earn in yen. So this kind of environment requires awareness. When global conflict rises, stock gains can reverse quickly. currency volatility increases, especially yen may strengthen. Safe haven assets, gold and silver may outperform. So if you plan to remit your earnings to your home country, please watch yen direction for next week. This is very most important for foreigners in Japan. So investors in Japan must track stocks, currency, and especially global risk between US and Iran. Next week is already been important. Why? Because capital spending, services PMI, real wage data. Now, global headlines add another most volatility factor. So as we enter the final month of Japan's fiscal year, profit repatriation could strengthen the yen. Combine that with global tensions, upcoming March could become highly volatile. Here we come to the conclusion of our video for this week market update. Japan's market is strong. However, this strength during geopolitical tension requires caution, especially for foreigners in Japan. They are about stock market performance plus currency direction plus global stability. And right now, all three are moving. So if you want a up-to-date market plus currency performance, and if you interested in investing in Japan, follow our channel. Thank you. See you next time with another interesting topic.